Hello and welcome back to Aviation 3305. Today we have a tier list video on all the major U.S. airlines. Before we get started, hit the like and subscribe button and also hit the notifications button for any future videos. So now let's get started. So today we have the top 10 major U.S. airlines, and I'll be ranking them from A tier to F tier. The way I rank them is based on their service, their quickness, what they offer, and that's actually and their pricing actually is the main criteria. So the 10 major airlines that we'll be doing today are Alaska, JetBlue, Delta, Frontier, United, Spirit, American, Hawaiian, Allegiant, and Southwest. So I will just go ahead and mix these up. We'll do these in random order, no particular favorites. I did try to draw the logos from scratch. Some of them turned out alright. Others didn't turn out so good. And the first one we'll be doing will be American. So American I would probably put as a C tier, just because they cancel and delay their flights very easily. Like, I don't know why. Like, we were stuck in Miami one time because of a rain shower. Went through in 10 minutes, and they delayed our flight for 3 hours. They said it couldn't get in because it was stuck in O'Hare, which it really wasn't. And I don't know what was wrong with them at the time. But they do have, on most of their flights, they have free in-flight entertainment and Wi-Fi. They are very likely to get stuck in a line to take off, and sometimes it just gets me mad. Like, you'll be 12th in line. One time we were 12th in line to take off, and it was really annoying. And it didn't help that we were also sitting on the plane for another hour before that, waiting for the snack and beverage service to get there. But other than that, they are quick. Their flight time is very minimal, and they like to get you there on time. Next up is Hawaiian. So I think Hawaiian's a B tier. Overall, they're a very good airline. They do not cancel very easily. Another thing is, correct me if I'm wrong, but I am pretty sure that Hawaiian has unlimited movie streaming and TV show streaming if they are on their Airbus A330 flights. I'm pretty sure it's the A330. It could be A321, but all I know is one of their planes has unlimited free streaming of TV shows and movies. Their baggage service is very fast, and they like to minimize flight time as well. They don't like to keep you waiting. Next up is Frontier. I like Frontier. They just don't have good enough flight quality and service, so I'm putting them at the F tier. I don't know if any of you guys have flown on Frontier. It is just a debacle. They say they're a green airline, so they don't put any tray tables in. I mean, they do, but the tray tables are about as wide as the camera view, and as the length is half this paper. That's how bad it is. They just want to conserve. They just don't want the plastic. The thing is, they want to conserve energy and green, and they go green. When in reality, the weight of their tray tables is metal, and so by it being a fourth of the size of regular tray tables, it still weighs the same because those are plastic and theirs are metal. So it doesn't really help anything. But it is part of the fuel they use. I like Frontier. They're just not good enough to be any higher. They need to make some changes, according to me. But this is me. Next up is Southwest. Okay, we know where this is going. A tier. It is my favorite airline to fly on. they do such a great job with their flights. They just brought back full snack and beverage services, which I was happy about. And they get you to your destination as fast as possible, no messing around. And their baggage service is very high quality. They don't charge you to actually switch flights or cancel your flight, which is amazing. Because we had to switch flights in Dallas, no, in Austin, because we were supposed to make a connecting flight in Dallas to St. Louis. But the plane that we were supposed to get was stuck in Denver, and they had just gotten 2 or 3 feet of snow. So we had to switch our flights till the next morning, just so we could have a chance of making our connecting flight. And it turns out that we would not have made our connecting flight. We would have actually had like 5 minutes just to get to the gate. And who knows if they would have already been boarded if they were ahead of time. So you never know. But overall, they are amazing. I love what they're doing over at Southwest. Next up is United. That is going to be my second C tier. They are a very good airline. My dad's uncle flew with them for 20 plus years, and he loved flying with them. They flew out of the airport closest to me, Champaign, University of Illinois Willard Airport. They only flew for about a year, and then they had to cancel both flights. They flew to Champaign to Chicago, and Champaign to Dallas. They ended up having to cancel those because of a pilot shortage. But other than that, they cancel their flights and delay them pretty easily as well, just like American. Their bags really aren't consistent either. They take forever, just like American. So, and I know another key thing is they wait a long time to board. And then they try to rush you to get on to board. They'll board you like 10 minutes before the plane takes off, and then they'll rush you on. It's like, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Come on, let's go, 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 go. But other than that, their flight time is consistent. I mean, most airlines try to keep your flight time minimal so they can stay ahead of schedule, especially in weather. Alright, next one is Delta. This is definitely one of my top two. They are a great airline. I flew on them once or twice, but other than that, what I know from them is that they are very high quality aircraft. I'm pretty sure they were voted in like the top 10 in the world a few years ago because their baggage service and their quality. I like what they're doing at Delta. They have great service, and they're very unlikely to cancel as well. Again, they get you to your destination as fast as possible. And alright, next up is JetBlue. This one is the first one of my D tier. They fly to great destinations, which if you watched my previous video, they'll be flying to Europe after a cancellation of an airline to London Heathrow. Which, if you have not watched my previous video, please go and watch it. It is a good one. But they do fly to a lot of international Caribbean destinations, and they fly to some South American destinations. They have a knack for having emergencies. Because one year, I remember hearing about it, they're going in to land at Los Angeles, and the pilots had to circle for quite a while because they could not get their front wheel unstuck. It was jammed in a position that it would cause the plane to skid, so it should have been facing that way, so it would have rolled easier, but it was stuck like this, and so it would have been like skidding across the runway. It ended up catching the bottom of the plane on fire, but everyone made it out alright. If you don't know what that flight was about, just search it up on YouTube. Like, they'll pop up. They had helicopters following the plane as it landed, and they had to land on an emergency runway. But other than that, they are a good airline. They are they are starting European flights, so out of Boston and JFK. Next up is Alaska. This is a very good airline too. It's it. I consider them my Western USA airlines, just because they mainly stick to the West USA, as well as Hawaiian. But this is another great airline to fly on. They need more East USA destinations, and also some not like some smaller airports. They need to go more regional. But other than that, they have good flight service. They don't cancel often, and they like I said, they need more flights out east. We are now down to 2 airlines left: Spirit and Allegiant. We'll start with Spirit. There we go. I don't think I need any more words. I don't know why I don't like Spirit. It's just their fees are unbearable. I do want to kind of fly on Spirit to see how much they'll charge me for something, just as a joke. So that's why if I fly, I'll fly as a carry-on, just to be safe. I did Google Spirit flights one time, because I want to try to go visit some family out west. And I think I Googled cheapest flights Chicago to Vegas. It came up, the lowest was Spirit, departs in like 2 hours, $14. No, not not 2 hours. It was like 2 days, I think. It was like departs in 2 days, ticket $14. So I go onto their website. I'm like, this seems like a pretty good deal actually to fly on Spirit. But it asked me, "Are you taking any luggage?" I clicked yes. A carry-on backpack, and what was the other? It was a suitcase, 4 feet tall, 2 feet wide, a foot and a half front to back. They said, "Oh yes, that will be around $75 to check it." $75 for a 4 by 2 by 1.5 foot bag. And I'm only going to be gone for maybe 4 days at the most. $75. It's cheaper to just take a bus there. It's kind of one of those Greyhounds. But other than that, they don't have good choice of destinations. They just fly big airports to big airports. Like they'll fly Chicago to Los Angeles, Chicago to Las Vegas, Chicago to JFK, and I don't know if JFK, but they only fly big airports. Last is Allegiant. I think they're a pretty good airport. They do fly to a lot of regional airports. They fly to plenty of those. Their scheduling needs to be more consistent. Like one day I'll look at like Bloomington, Central Illinois Regional Airport. It'll be, let's say it's a Friday. It'll be like 12 o'clock, 12:30. We'll fly to Punta Gorda. And then I'll look the following week. I'm like, didn't it just say we'll fly to Punta Gorda? Usually, like, you have consistent flights. Like, every Sunday there's a flight out of Champaign. That's Champaign to Dallas around 7:10. No later, no earlier. So I'm like, planes, they usually try to stay consistent on what time they schedule. Nope, not Allegiant. It'll be like 12:30 one Friday, Punta Gorda, 12:30 next Friday, and let's just send you out to Phoenix. So they need to have more consistent scheduling. Other than that, they are a good airline. I'd fly on them. I know the Illini football team does, and I see them all the time flying out on Flight Radar. So this is my tier list. A, Southwest, Delta. B, Hawaiian, Alaska. C, American United. D, JetBlue and Allegiant. And F, Frontier and Spirit. Check out my last video, which is JetBlue to Europe. And stay tuned for my next video, which should be an unboxing of 3 models. Hit the like and subscribe button and the notifications button. We'll see you later.